change, but more money and more problems, more investments and more properties. Only need more home invasions and more robberies. 6 out of 10, more licks and get a white and more hobbies. Where the fuck you from? My city be going dumb. I gon' hold you with all dog. She get litty in the slums. If we want it, we gon' take it. We ain't asking for nothing. And if we never seen you do it, then you capping, you frontin'. It's capital punishment if you come to the block. Running your box like niggas won't get down on the spot. Shit be happening every day. Got news break on lock. Fuck 12 forever. Ain't got shit to say to the cops. You feel me? It's too much to break down on the history. Just know when they come to violence, it's a lot of them memories. You ain't for here, be weird for you to join on the chemistry. Cause anything I tell you be an unsolved mystery. Let's fade made me. Don't ever try to play me. The smoke you don't want, niggas rolling like the Navy. Crowd going wild, now I'm beefy, extra gravy. King in my town, nigga, fuck you, baby. Let's fade made me. Don't ever try to play me. The smoke you don't want, niggas rolling like the Navy. Crowd going wild, now I'm beefy, extra gravy. King in my town, nigga, fuck you, baby.
It's the block. Now that's what it's supposed to sound like. Season 4, my girl Shane, my boy Sick. Oh man, we got one. It's the block, nigga. It's the block. And I am your boy Bo.
I immediately saw myself putting my drink down. Well, no, on that car. It's not none of our cars. Like, I started like, here, hold this right quick. Not my car.
Oh, Lord, you posted up on somebody's song?
Right. Honestly, that's how I actually and I'm just like, ooh, my
Now y'all talk to the lady?
Huh?
Oh.
What's she saying?
What's she trying to do something out here?
No, I guess she asked to me. I kind of paused to make sure we don't have to move on.
That part. Thank you for telling me.
I mean, they didn't say nothing about we couldn't park there. Ain't college campus public?
Hell no.
Oh.
Hell no.
But when we was out here, after all that was,
Okay, you know how many times I got my dirt from Gotcha-Tone, out of Gotcha-Tone?
Oh, Lord.
Tickets I had on campus. That is crazy. I think.
I ain't never go to college. I ain't get the experience.
Huh?
I said I ain't never been to college. I ain't get the experience.
Listen, you did everything that worked for you. You had the same job this whole time. You got your house, you got your studio, you got all the equipment you want.
I ain't never had to get in debt. Student loan debt.
Yep, exactly. Oh, what a full circle moment. I like it.
How you doing?
This is my baby Ari.
Hey, Ari, it's nice to meet you.
Hey,
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Bo, woo!
How are you? Oh, no
Yeah, I'm
problem.
so excited.
So we're doing a big team. Okay, team.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. I thought we was going to have all my clothes on, have my hair done, but I've been in the hospital. Yeah. So my dad, they rushed him to the hospital Friday. You've been there. But he just did surgery where they literally went in the brain to free up some of the blood. Oh. But because he was doing good, I was like, I come over.
Okay. So I didn't want to say no
Until I knew how he was doing.
Well, we can go to my office. He did.
All right, so let's do this intro time.
Yeah.
Yo, what up? This is your boy Bo. We are back, and this is
Key Marie,
and we are here with Coach
Latanya Lamonte.
and
My
we
coach,
are
y'all.
here at Winston-Salem State. where she leads to win the Rams on the 100th win not too real long ago.
Yeah.
But enough about me. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. So if you want to look at the camera and just let it go.
All right. Well, my name is Latanya Lamonte. For some of the people that are watching that are from Lexington, I was Latanya Samuels back in the day when I coached down there. So I'm excited to be doing this podcast with two of my students. They got to see me when I was wild and young. I am now settled down and calm. So I'm just excited about this moment because, one, looking at you two, you're growing up as adults and being able to see how you start in your families, you're out there affecting community. And I think sometimes as teachers, that's all we ever wanted. I had one instance, and I got to tell this one, where it was like a backwards day. And I dressed up in every gang apparel, had it all over my shirt. I was walking around campus and I was sagging. And they were all like, dang, coach, you look terrible. And I was like, that's what you look like every day. So, being able to be that type of teacher for you guys, y'all really made me who I am today because of the love and the understanding. You guys listen. Sometimes you didn't want to, but I wasn't going to back down. I was going to buck up right back to you.
Immediately, yes.
So, that right there was really good for me because it showed me how I can make an impact.
Right.
So if it wasn't for Lexington, I don't know if my impact would be the same.
That's awesome. Because, speaking of before we turn the camera on, it was a lot of things that you taught me in life. So I'm definitely grateful that you came to those halls myself. And I listened to y'all softball stories. Yes. Man, I wish I was the bug on that.
Listen. Like she said, we weren't good, but she was determined to make us be our best self. And whatever it took, whatever she needed to say, whatever needed to be done, she was absolutely pivotal in teaching us discipline and consistency, teaching us teamwork, teaching us how to take, a loss and how to learn and grow from it. And I'm sure that is something that you still do today, for sure.
I try. It's a different generation. With you guys, I'm not going to say I can jack you up, but I would come get in your face. And I think, nowadays, this is a different type of generation. You can't really just buck in people's face like that anymore. I believe you got to be sensitive with the way you talk to people. So I do teach about lessons, and that's what my team is doing right now. I'm over here with you guys because y'all mean so much to me. But we're having a lesson on how to communicate. And we're having a lesson on being effective with your communication because a lot of people aren't effective. Right. Everybody's going off emotions now, or they're doing it for the gram. And sometimes you can't be doing everything for the gram because the gram gets old.
Yes.
And then you're going to get older. And how will your life be when you no longer are popping? Right. That's the way to say it. And so that's what I'm trying to impact on them now is life after.
Life after virality.
So, I guess that leads us into really our first official question then. Because looking back at your time here as a student in 97, did you ever imagine that you would end up being a coach here?
No, I did not. So I always wanted to be an administrator. My whole thing was I wanted to be an AD. And so either that or I wanted to be real rich in marketing for sports. And so what happened is in 97, I had to go do an internship. It was more like a practicum. And I went to Carver High School. And ironically, Coach Poe died on Valentine's Day.
Just heard about that.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Coach Poe, I went over there to do my internship with him or my practicum. And he was like, you're not going to shadow me. You're going to coach. And I was like, Coach, I'm not coaching. I came here to be an AD, so I'm going to watch you. And he literally went off on me and was like, are you done? I was like, yes, sir, I'm done. He's like, all right, so either you're going to coach or you're not going to get your hours. Ooh. So that's how I actually started coaching back in 97 over there at Carver High School.
Oh, man. Yeah. So you was with the first Yellow Jackets.
Yes. Yes.
I guess.
Really? Yes. So I have an affinity for the Yellow Jackets. I do. I have an affinity for the Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets to your heart. Yes. You had some really pivotal right place and right time moments in your career. Like, how much of your success would you accredit to preparation versus right place, right time?
I think everything for me was right place, right time. You can always prepare, but if your preparation isn't putting you in the right doors, are you really ready? So I just I've been blessed. I like to say blessed to get into the circles I got into, like over at Carver High School with Coach Poe, and then later on they win 2 state championships. Same thing when I went to Tennessee. I'm working with Pat Summitt. And I don't even know who she is. And she turns out to be like the greatest women's basketball coach. Like things like that were pivotal. I think that everybody should make sure that they are alert and aware of what they want to do. I think it starts with your why. my why was always to be the best and to get out of the situation with how I grew up. So for most that don't know, I grew up in Piedmont Circle and Happy Hill Gardens, which are 2 housing authorities here in the city.
Two of the toughest housing authorities here in the city.
At the time it was 4.
Put some respect on it.
There was 4 of them back in the day.
Yeah.
Boston.
Boston,
God. Then you had Cleveland and they just started
Hills.
Yep.
Now the Hills was the craziest.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
But those prepared me because I was able to see what it was like when people stayed out on the streets or people on drugs or people selling drugs. And the good thing about it is they all protected me. Every city that I was in, well, I call them cities because they were neighborhoods. We were PCP and HHP, but they protected me. And so they were always like, no, go play ball, get out of here, go do this. So when you got the right people in your corner, you're going to always be prepared. And so when I came back here and took this job, all I thought about was everyone that sacrificed for me. And so as a coach, you got to think about, okay, the people that sacrifice for you, you can't lose.
Right.
So when I came here, I think I was a little bit more aggressive as a coach because I wanted to win. And I wanted to win for all of my friends because me coaching is literally, they're all on my back. That's the way I look like.
And it's amazing that you said that too, because I like to think those moments is what helped me understand that it's more to life than just being out there. Because I didn't, and actually that's kind of how I molded the show after conversations like that when the old heads or the OGs, the real ones, not the ones that see you on dummy mission, but each other like, man, what you doing out here? Man, you too smart to be out here. Ain't no way you sitting out here with this in your pocket and you can do so much more. But I figure if I catch you out here next time, you might well get ready to fight. And so I took a lot of that to the brain because it was like you said, like those is the ones that you kind of want to prove that you can do it to outside of your own family. Yeah. So I think that's really cool that you brought that up because a lot of people forget those conversations when they get to a certain stature in their life. And I don't know if it's because it's like a little block in their brain or whatever, or they just, a lot of people don't like to go back to those days when things like that was happening. So I think it's pretty dope that you were paying homage to the ones, even in those neighborhoods that was like, nah, G, go ahead and get on that course. So that's pretty dope.
It is, but I think sometimes you gotta look at ego. Like some people have the ego like, I'm better than that, or I'm better than you, I don't need to go back, and you can't. You gotta stay humble. Like my grandmother always told me the same way you rose is the same way you're going to fall. And so with that, I got to understand, I'm going to hit a plateau at one point in life. But when I'm coming down from my plateau, are people going to be like, hey, that's my girl, I want to help her out? Or are they going to laugh at me? So I think sometimes we got to take that in. I don't ever want people to laugh at me. I always want people to help me. So in order for them to help me, I got to help myself in order to help them. So you can't look at that. And my grandmother was really big on community. So my grandmother stayed in Piedmont Circle, and then I stayed literally around the corner. So my grandmother, when they moved here from South Carolina, my family was living in the circle like her entire life until she died. And so I looked at the community aspect that she did. I looked at how, she was helping people to knock on doors to go vote. Or she was like, petitioning for them to have grass in the hood. So we got grass seeds. People coming out, putting grass down. Everybody had a lawnmower, and you had it locked up at your house. Like, you don't hear that anymore. But she wanted the community to be preserved. She wanted it to look nice. And I think sometimes as Black people, that's what we fall short on. We just okay with the way things look. It's supposed to be this the hood. No, make it look nice.
Right.
Yeah. Take care of your things.
Take care of what you have. And that's what we forget.
Yeah, it's true. So, what lessons from your early coaching days at Culver and Georgia Southern still influence your coaching style today?
I think Lexington has fluid my coaching style more than anything.
Really?
But I will say Coach Poe. Coach Poe was wild. He was running down the sidelines. He was all over people, getting on them. And I used to be like, this man is crazy. But then when I got to Lexington, no lie, I did the exact same thing. I would be running down the sidelines. I'd be doing the centipede and snake, and then I'm doing the moonwalk. I'm going all off on the officials, and I'm like, yo, just play with me. So I think Lexington really inspired me more than anything. And Lexington gave me the confidence to be a head coach. Because by that time, I was just an assistant on the college level, and then I was an assistant at Carver. So Lexington showed me how to be a head coach. At Lexington, I was the cross-country coach, and then I coached women's basketball, the JV team, and then I also had the varsity softball team. So Lexington showed me what it took in order to make sure the field was set. It also taught me what it was like to fundraise. It taught me what I needed to do to make sure that the courts were clean. And washing uniforms, I've never done that before. So all of that I learned at Lexington.
Well, we do have a way of bringing the best up out of people.
We do. Contrary to popular belief now, it's a lot to be learned in that small town, in that very small community, but it's very, very close-knit.
I agree.
Make sure you have what you need.
All right. So, what are some of your biggest challenges in shaping the program, and how did you overcome them? For us, like when you got back to WSSU.
Ooh, that's a good question. I think scholarships was really big. I didn't know, and I tell people this all the time. I was always a D1 coach. So on a D1 level, you know, everybody is, I'm Oprah. You get a full, you get a full, you get a full. And then on this level, you're giving out partials. I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at your daughter. But with these partials, you have to learn how to divvy up money because you're like a general manager.
Yeah.
So that was the hardest part for me, was learning how to not give everybody a full. Because on this level, if you're getting a full, you need to be averaging like a double-double.
Right.
And if you're not, you know, it's tough.
So, is it one of those, like I know you want the success of everybody, but when you looking at what you have compared to what's coming in, it's like at this point, even like the minor things can cost you that ride, right?
It can, but the one thing I learned is that I couldn't just take people's money away just because they didn't meet my expectations, because I was the one that saw it. If I looked at my eye to recruit you, then I got to figure out a way to make you better. And that's where I kind of fell short, is because other coaches would have been like, you're gone. But I couldn't do that because nobody did that to me. So I was trying my best to fight for people. But then when you stop fighting, I had to move on.
Yeah,
Agreed.
you do have to fight for yourself. I remember there was an interview where you said that in the beginning, you wanted it more than your first teams wanted it. What did you mean by that? What was it that you were seeing in them that showed you that they didn't really want it?
I wouldn't say they didn't want it. I think my pride and my ego took over because, you know, when you come back home, you've won championships at every other school you've been at. You want to win. And that's what they brought you here to do. And so we're in practice and you're not going hard, and I got to constantly tell you to work hard and to dive on the floor for a loose ball or to go box somebody out. You don't want it. You want to do the little things. Like, when you come to Winston, it's something about Winston where everybody knows your name because everybody can see your face. And then when we're out in the community, or when you're going to other gyms, or when you go to parties, the DJs know you. Yeah. So you're going to get in the parties free. But the thing is, what are you doing to work? Because you've just gotten access, but you got off the backs of people before you. And so that's the part that I didn't understand. Like, you're here. Let's change the trajectory. Let's be better. My first year team probably worked really hard because when I got here, I was crazy. And what I mean by crazy is, man, we were running for everything. We was on heels every day. You know, we were running 16 sideways on a regular basis. If they looked at me wrong, they already knew, get on the line. And so, you know, now this team, like if my first team comes back to a practice, they won't believe it. This team they talk while I'm talking, which normally never happened. You know, one of them said something back to me before, which never would have happened. Like, I would have lost my mind. So you have to change with the generations. And so that was something I had to learn, but I did. I wanted it. And I still do. I still want to win a championship. And I don't understand why everyone else doesn't want to win a championship. Yeah. Because we would be the first.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So working with teams who have like an end goal. Now, what, you know, I know when you're recruiting, you have to see the potential. What do you think makes a true Ram?
Ooh. Girl. I'm a little Aggie.
You know what I'm saying? Let them know. Okay. Go ahead.
She just messed up that whole aura.
Listen, you know, we can keep it going. You know what I'm saying? I can't let it slide.
It just stopped right there. I think, though, for being a Ram, it needs to be someone that works hard. You have to come in and literally not be afraid. You got to be brave. And I told the girls that today, like, you can bring in as many confident people as you want. And you're confident until something doesn't go your way. Then how do you regain it? But when you're brave all the time. It doesn't matter if you win or you lose, you're going to take a chance. So you got to bring in some players that's going to be brave. And bring in people that's won before. Like when you bring in girls that have won a state championship or they won a championship, their mindset should be different when it comes to practicing. You know, their mindset should be different when it comes to the way we approach a game. Like, I should walk in that gym with confidence that, man, y'all ain't going to beat me. And that was something that I feel like our team just didn't have this season yet. But hey, we still got a whole week left, and we got the tournament, so you never know what can happen.
Absolutely. So, What's one lesson that you hope every player takes away from their time under your leadership, whether they pursue basketball professionally or not?
I want every player to know I cared about them.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes you won't know that I cared about you until you're older.
After, yeah.
Yeah, because at first, oh my God, I can't stand her. She's so mean. Oh. And then you're going to have some that's like, oh my God, she's so cool. She's down to earth. I can talk to her about everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I think years later is when everybody will appreciate who I was and what I was doing for them. Because I went out of my way to make sure everybody had what they needed.
Mm-hmm.
But they won't know that or understand it until later.
For sure. I feel like that comes with time and maturity. It's almost like that span of time where you're just not getting along with your parents.
Absolutely.
And the teens are fighting the parents over clothes, over going out with their friends and things like that. And then a couple years later, they mature a little and they have to go back and apologize. Hey mom, hey dad, I was wrong. And I know that there is probably a slew of your former players that absolutely are like, Coach Lamont is the reason I am who I am today. Coach Lamont is the reason how I played. She's the reason how I move, how I coach, and especially being a black woman.
Right.
And coaching black women. I know that I'm sure you coached a multitude of people, but especially coaching black women, having that visibility, being able to see you as a cornerstone of who they are as a black woman and learning from you. So
Yeah, and that's pretty deep. I know on Facebook, I probably joined Facebook some years back, and what was interesting was how all of the Lexington people hit me up. Immediately, oh my God, Coach Samuel. But every single one of them, white and black and Hispanic, were all like, thank you. And I'll never forget it. I showed it to my husband. I think I was at NC State at the time. And my husband was like, yo, this is amazing. And I was like, yes, I didn't think this kid liked me. This kid tried to cuss me out. This kid did that. But, it was great to hear the stories and hear how people were doing. I even got hit up by a Lexington kid, and I don't remember his name, but he was in jail. And he was like, I wish I would have listened. He was like, you kept telling us and explaining right from wrong. But at the time, I didn't want to hear it. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But those stories right there is what makes it as a coach, and it makes you feel good about what you do. Yeah, but my Lexington babies, my Lex Vegas boy, always in my heart.
Okay.
Always.
Those yellow jackets. I mean, Carver's cool too.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
And it wasn't just the athletes. That's the thing, what people don't understand. And I'm trying to do the same thing here at Winston.
Yeah.
I'm trying to touch students. Because everyone that I taught at Lexington is who hit me up. Me and Coach, I remember when I was in your class, the class next door was cutting up and you told us to hold on and went off on them and then came back and closed the door. And I was like, yeah. Because I wanted everybody to have the same respect that I was receiving. So, moments like that made me feel good.
I think that type of style is taken for granted now. Because you, Miss Smalls, was, I would say, like two of like the black lady with women that was like more of, that knew how to reach us more than to fear us. And I mean it in all respect to the other teachers that was there, but it was a different vibe with y'all. Y'all had that mom vibe there, but get your ass over here and let's, let's have this conversation. And by the time we left from this conversation, all that rah-rah stuff was gone. Y'all did not believe in this all of a sudden, oh, boy, y'all got to go to the office right now. There was times y'all seen that y'all had to handle, what you had to do.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that style is taken for granted now, because now everybody's quick to want a share of fame. So they would share a wholesome moment like that in a negative way.
Right.
And that actually leads me into like my next question by saying like over time you learn to listen to your players more, and so how did that help you adapt in the way they shape your coaching philosophy?
I think I learned that at Lexington. So like at Lexington when I was teaching, you could see the different types of students that you was talking to. You have some that get embarrassed because a coach or a teacher called them out. And then you have some that you have to pull to the side in order to have a conversation with them so you can calm them down. And so learning that at Lexington, it transitioned me here when I was like, you know what? I got to treat them like a student. Everybody doesn't like to be embarrassed. So who am I pulling to the side to make sure that they understand what I'm trying to get through to them? And then who are the ones that I need to embarrass because I need to make a point? Yeah. So those are just little life lessons, but I learned that at Lexington. I did. Because everybody's different.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah. You laughing, but man, I'm telling you, y'all don't understand. Lexington was wild back in the early 2000s.
It was.
First of all, we wasn't wild. We was just.
Oh, please.
We was wrong.
Oh, no.
We
It was a mess.
There was about 6 different gangs there.
Yeah.
And I wasn't afraid of any of them. It was Sir 13. We had the Bloods.
Yes,
we had the
Crips.
Reds.
Yep.
So, you know, going
Little
to
Baby
school.
Gangsters, you remember
Yeah, little baby LBG.
LBG.
Let me tell you, and I loved every
Oh my
single
God.
one of them, and I was not afraid of them. And I used to laugh at the teachers that was like, "Oh my gosh, you can't say anything to them," and I'm like, "Yes, I can." Like a lot of people don't understand the relationship I had with Tapria. So Tapria was she was one of the guidance students because they were making the teachers become the guidance counselors. So we had to direct the classes you would take. This is how me and Tapria got close. Tapria was going to drop out her senior year. Well, no, that year I was there. She was going to graduate. Well, in December, she was going to turn, I guess, 16. And because of that, she was going to drop out of school. And my whole thing was like, no, you're not. You're not going to drop out. Like, that's stupid. And I went and had a conversation with her mom. And so that's what I learned at Lexington. Like, I would go talk to parents. I would go talk to grandmas. Like, hey, just let her do this after school with me. I'll bring her home. Or let him do this. Like, it was students at Lexington that I would let use the showers in the morning because they didn't have hot water.
Yeah.
So, like, teachers got to understand, meet them halfway. Find out what the issue is with the student. Why are they angry? He angry because he hangry. He hungry. So, you know, those things mattered. And I think that's what we're missing out with some educators. I'm not going to say all, but that's what we're missing out with some of them.
I believe that wholeheartedly. I do also empathize because, you know, with me, I substitute teach. So I'm not a full-blown licensed teacher, but I am in the schools pretty much Monday through Friday. And I'm seeing everything you're talking about. And looking back on it, you know, thinking back to Lexington and how a lot of those kids were really acting out, really were looking for attention, and they really just didn't have any sort of familial support. And having my family be in Lexington for like 3-4 generations back and hearing about who their mother and father were, who their grandmother and grandfather were, and how some of those people were still just kind of not having the capacity to be productive members of society, and were raising kids to be that way, and then raising their kids to be that way. I will say, now that we're all older now, I see that the majority of us have come out of that, and we are like, from what it looks like, to be really great parents and are raising kids. You know, we've seen the mistakes that our generations have made before us, but it takes educators like you with the passion that you have to see us and see the students. That's why we are still impacted by the lessons that you have taught us even today. That question of asking why would just solve a lot of problems. It just would.
Right.
I had a child that really cussed me out at, it was high school, so it had been like 8 a.m. and he was going off. And my only question, I said, is everything okay at home? Why is he this angry at 8 o'clock in the morning because I asked him to be quiet? Like, I asked him to
nice
class.
of you.
I know, I mean, honestly, it was more like, is everything okay at home? It really wasn't like, you know. But that asking why, and when I'm always asking, like, what's going on with this student? What's going on with that student? Because I sub, and I'm not a full-blown licensed teacher, and I'm not at any school full-time. I'm just kind of like bouncing around, so I get a really good landscape.
Wow.
I don't have access to medical information or any IEPs or anything like that.
So you really
and so I just walk into each classroom each day, you know, having to ask why. So I know how to approach each student. That really resonates with me. I want to make it about me. That just really resonates with me.
No, but it's accurate. See, you were nice because, you cussed me out.
You're right.
Okay, I'm going to pull you to the side because I need you to breathe before I go right back off on you. But the thing is, that was great the way you approached that situation because these kids are different. But all of them just need to know that you love them. That's it.
They just want to know you
need
care.
to know. That's it. Yeah.
That's true. They always ask me, are you going to be our teacher? That's a high honor. It is.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not. But it is a high honor. I like what I do, right where I'm at.
Yes.
So when you were talking about family, and as we were talking about families, you said that family was a major factor in why you're stepping away from coaching at this point. Why has family been such a high priority for you throughout your career?
Well, what's funny is you just told a story about my husband. So you were one of the students that actually knew me before I got married. Actually, both of y'all.
Yeah.
So when I was at Lexington, me and him were dating. And so now we've been married over 22, 23 years or something like that. It's been a long time. And like his health is a little challenging, but it's just time. I'm at a point now where I'm tired of coaching. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but I just am.
That's honest.
And I want to do something different. I've always wanted to be in administration, so now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay,
Okay.
So now I can go ahead and go full circle and go into the direction I want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives me a chance to spend more time at home. Our last child, because we have 3 girls, our last daughter graduates next year.
Oh,
And so we'll be empty nesters, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So I want to make sure that I give them the time that they deserve because I've been coaching. Like when I left Lexington, I went straight back to college. And they literally have had to deal with all of my leaving, all of me missing Thanksgiving, missing Christmas. And now here they are, 21, 18, and 16. And I don't want them to ever say, I never had my mom around. So I do want to be there for them.
That's important. That is so important.
Yeah.
Because I will say, like, at the time, my mom I don't think she knew or had the capacity to know, like, just how important softball was to me at the time, even if I really wasn't that good. And her not really showing up to any games it was huge to me. Like, at the time, I didn't realize how huge it was because I didn't recognize it. But as I look back, it would have been really nice to have her there. So I'm glad that you recognize that. Your kids grew up close to your mother, your sister, and your cousins because of your decision to come home. Because a lot of times people get into coaching and things like that, and they're bouncing from school to school to school.
Yeah.
But you decided to come home and stay home. Like, how does that shape your experience both as a coach and a mom?
So I made a deal with my oldest daughter because we had just moved from Nashville back to Raleigh. And so with her, I promised Tyler that I would let her stay until she graduated, that we wouldn't leave. So even though I had opportunities to leave after the first year to go back D1,
I know, girl.
I had made that promise. And so we didn't leave. Ironically, I ended up getting a second contract and I was like, well, we're definitely not going to leave. We'll stay here till all of the girls finish up. So that way they can say they finished up in one location.
Yeah.
But being here with my mom was helpful. Because like when I couldn't get there to pick them up or my husband was teaching, I could call her or my sister and they was able to help out. You know, being able to spend times with their cousins instead of just on holidays. Yeah. Like all of that mattered. Being able to see my mom and, you know, my dad. It was great. I have siblings. I have half siblings from my father. So being able to come back and see them and spend time with them has been good too.
Good. You use your name and your title to get into doors that were not always open before. What opportunities has that created, and how do you hope to pave the way for others?
Wow. Affordable housing is huge for me because I grew up in housing authority, and then I grew up where, you know, we ended up losing our house that my mom first was trying to buy, and then we had to move back. That's humbling. Yeah. When you can't afford it, but you don't afford it because you don't know what the cost is. Like a lot of people go into buying a house, but they don't know when something breaks down. You don't call the landlord.
You gotta pay for it.
You gotta pay for it. You know, when your water heater breaks down, that's $10,000. And if you don't have something set aside, you don't know that. You know, so it's little things like that that made me go on a journey here in Winston to say, hey, we need affordable housing. We also need updated housing.
Yes.
You know, being able to go back to my neighborhood, and now they got this park that they're building, so I'm so excited about the basketball court is going to open up soon. You know, being able to help out when it comes to after school activities and, you know, reading programs. And I was on a board with Mr. Bill, who just passed away too, like a year ago. I was on a bill with him where we were trying to do stuff in East Winston, where we were trying to revamp it. So, you know, me being a coach helped me to get into a lot of things. I ended up being a member of Leadership Winston. Whereas if I wasn't coaching, I would not have been a member of Leadership Winston. Right. And so, you know, those little things made it a little different for me. You know, being able to know and meet, have the cell phone number. That's the funny part. To a police chief. Being able to know someone who's the sheriff whose son goes to Winston and being able to make calls with those things. You know, people on the school board. So all of that matters.
So what was it like when you got that call to say that you're going to go help out with the NBA draft day?
I didn't want to go.
What?
I didn't want to go.
Why?
Yeah, I said no twice.
What?
Yeah. And so I'm going to tell you why. My husband had just been diagnosed with cancer. And I was like, no, I don't want to go. And then we ended up having some issues with his heart. And so they was like, hey, you're going to have to be gone for like a week. And I was like, no, I can't, because at the time we were supposed to be going through a treatment. So what my husband was like, you going. I don't care what you say. This is crazy. So we ended up having his treatments a little earlier. And then I went ahead and went, but I didn't want to go. Yeah, I didn't want to go. But I'm glad I went. I made so many new friends, made some networking opportunities. You know, the guys that I was hanging with are now coaching in the NBA. You know, a lot of those guys got drafted. The ones that didn't, they're in the G League or they're playing overseas. And just watching where their path is going to go. And so while I was there, I guess a video went viral with me and Bronny when I was passing to him. He was making those shots.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the guys that were number 1 that went in the top 10, like getting to know them, high-fiving them, talking to them about life was really, really cool.
I think what I like about all what you just said is the fact that even though that opportunity was right there, you still put your family first.
Mm-hmm.
And that speaks a lot about your character and how homegrown you are. And it shows, like I said, just how family oriented that you are. So that's pretty dope. I just wanted to say that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope from you.
How important is it to have a supportive partner, though? Like all these years, you guys have played off of each other. Because wasn't he also?
He was a teacher and a coach.
Yeah, he was a teacher and a coach too. So is he still doing that?
He doesn't coach. He just teaches.
He just teaches.
So when we moved up to Lexington, he was still coaching and teaching, and which is crazy. He took a pay cut to come up here.
That's what love make you do, don't it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez, y'all better be glad I love y'all. Because I'm trying to tell you.
He wanted to be in your skin.
He was there. But, he took a pay cut to come here. Mm-hmm. So if I would have went back to Georgia and started teaching down there, I would have gotten, I would have made more money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But he came here to be with me. And ironically, you got to have a supportive partner.
You do.
Like, I don't know if I could ever compare anybody to him. Mm-hmm. Because here is a man who had to take care of our kids when I was gone. Mm-hmm. And so what a lot of people don't understand, when you're coaching on a D1 level, not only are you missing holidays, but you're going to summers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I have summer camps in June. I'm out recruiting the whole month of July. My family's still in school May, June. And then August, all of our kids are back. They're back for summer school. So now I'm working summer school and trying to get everybody ready. So, my family didn't have me like that. Mm-hmm. When we moved to NC State, we had an 8-month-old, a 1-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
Whew.
And I was gone the majority of the time.
Oh my.
So you talking about my husband having to take care of these kids. And so when we moved down there that April, I had to go recruiting. And I'll never forget when I came home, he had the 2 kids like this, the one on his leg. He kneed her to me and he pushed the other ones to me. He said, I'll be back.
Right, like,
I'll be back.
I'll be right back.
I'll be back. And then when he came back in, he was like, you can't do this. You got to go and be a director of ops. Mm-hmm. Like, he said, this is too much. And so, he's always been there. Mm-hmm. Even when we moved here, he let me come up the first year to Winston and try to get everything established, being able to get all the students coming to our games, speaking at alumni events, and he stayed back in Raleigh with our 3 daughters.
Respect.
Yeah, and this is the crazy part. You're talking about girls that started their menstrual, and he had to teach them. And that joker was like, yo, I'm going to get ice cream and cookies. I don't know what to do. I need you to just talk to him. I just want them happy in his house. So, that year was amazing where he's cooking, he's cleaning, and then I would come home on the weekends and try to be there with them. So it was a lot.
Well, I see he got them dimple showings. That's still fresh love. I love it.
I love it.
So before we go to the next question, I got to ask, have you ever played one-on-one for each other's heart?
Oh.
So we have played one-on-one, but it wasn't for our heart. We used to bet some other things.
Okay.
But he would cheat.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you gotta remember when me and my husband first started dating, he's like 6'2.5", and at the time he was like 250, 260 solid.
Mm-hmm.
And so that joker would just literally do this, and I'm like, God dang, I need you to move back or something. So I always had to like shoot over him because he wasn't coming out the paint, so I already knew he's just trying to get rebounds. But we used to play ball for everything, but then it was too competitive. So then we went to playing racquetball. And so
take it back a notch.
Yeah, racquetball was a little too much. I got hit upside the head a couple of times, or I get hit in the back. I think it was the last back shot he gave me, and I felt like I had the Holy Ghost the way I felt. So me and him realized that competitive, we were too competitive.
I mean, y'all could have played chess or something.
We played checkers, we played spades, and we would go at it. Like the table getting knocked over and checkers. So we realized we do better against other people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But we played.
Y'all giving very Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibes.
Absolutely. We would go. You don't understand. I've thrown the ball at him a couple of times. I've never hit him with the racket or with the ball, but he has hit me.
That is crazy. Yeah. Why are y'all?
So, it's too much. Or he'll do a cheap shot where he'll run into me, knocking me into the wall. I'm like, dude, what you doing?
See, that's best friend vibes for real. Like,
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna knock you down, but I'm gonna help you up too.
No, he helped me. No, he stepped over me. No, that joke don't help
We gonna
nobody.
put y'all in separate rooms.
That's what we did.
hilarious.
Yeah. And we wouldn't talk to each other that night. So, because we were angry. Like if I lost, I had nothing to say to him. Nothing.
Not you being a sore
Oh, not you
sport.
being a hater.
Oh my gosh. Teaching the
Is this
players about
PG-13?
losses.
Hell yeah, I'm like, I'm supposed to win. So I don't like that. I don't like losing. I
Okay,
don't like
what
losing.
Ricky Bobby say? If you're not first, you're last.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
Shake your bag, baby.
Yes, I'm telling you. So then we learned how to
Oh
play
my
two-man spade.
Mhm.
And, you know, people don't understand. When you're teachers, you're really not making much money. So in Lexington, that's where we literally had to build our love. Because he's teaching at the middle school, I'm at the high school, and it was rough. Then we end up getting pregnant. And a lot of people don't notice, if you don't have enough hours built up, you actually only get paid half your salary. So I have my daughter, Tyler. I have student loans for my master's degree, and I'm only getting half my salary.
Oh.
So we were so behind on everything in Lexington. And, you know, I'm like, okay, so I need to be the coach so I can make a little bit more money. And then when that didn't happen, we had to move because I couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford to stay there. But we was struggling. And nobody would ever know because we was always happy. You
I was
know?
gonna say, like, no part of that ever showed.
Yeah,
at
no,
the
we
time
were
that I can
financially
remember.
struggling.
Yeah.
You know, things was getting cut off. You know, lights, cable, we got candles, but we had each other. And so those moments is what we laugh and giggle about because, you know, now we're doing a lot better. And it's just like, dang, you remember when? Like we was killing this little rice pilaf. And it was nothing but rice and vegetable mix and medley, and we were killing it. But
But it was
we
the
had
best
each other.
thing smoking.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is kind of dope. So as you prepare for your next chapter, what's next for you? And any big plans for retirement?
Yeah, so I'm retiring after next week. So on Saturday, that would be my last home game here at Winston-Salem State.
Wow.
Yes, ma'ams and sirs. And then literally we'll go play in the tournament the following week. When that's over, I think I'm going to take some time off and then I'm going to go into administration. So I have been speaking to the people here at Winston about staying on campus. But I want to do what's best for our family.
Yeah.
You know, with my husband now doing chemo, I know I got to stay a little bit closer. I can't just up and move, but we got to do what's going to be best.
Yeah.
Understandable. So for the next head coach stepping into the role, what advice would you give them to continue the legacy that you helped build here in some state?
I don't know if I really built a legacy.
What? Not even
No.
true. No.
Yeah, I don't know if I built a legacy at
Nope.
Winston-Salem State, but I think I've made an impact. But for the next coach, I think what's going to be very important is, you know, what is your team going to be known for? And so you got to get your culture right. And so if your culture is, I'm sorry, if none of my players are going to be to your liking, then you got to start off immediately with what you're trying to impact. So that means if you're going to bring in other people, I get that. I like this freshman class that we have coming in. They're really good players. One is from Concord area.
Hey.
But yes, I'm excited about them, and they're going to be really good cultural kids. And they're freshmen, so they haven't been tarnished. So I would definitely tell that coach, you know, your coach is important, and you need to build that from day one.
And so, do you think your words will influence him to look inside of Lexington? Because I'm just saying, the girls' team, they coming from middle school through now, they it's a nice little bucket, you know, a nice little trade system.
Yeah, you know, Lexington going to be on there for a moment. And ironically, one of my former players is down at Lexington helping out. And so she coaches with the middle school and she's coaching with the varsity. So she's been on me like, hey, it's going to be all right. And I'm looking at basketball here in Winston-Salem. It's a little different than what it used to be from when I first got here. So, you know, they're going to have to build Winston back up. But, yeah, there's nothing wrong with looking at Lexington. Trying to make sure you have money. Like, that stuff is great and it's important. But what the kids don't understand is that you're going to get taxed off what they give you.
Oh, and
So
I don't know
now-
nothing about taxes.
Absolutely. And so if your mom who claims you is literally getting like full payroll, now that money counts towards it. And now your mom may have to pay taxes back.
On that. Oh my
And
gosh.
people don't understand that part of it.
Wow.
That's what's going to hurt a lot of our black kids.
Yeah.
Because that financial literacy is non-existent.
And they're looking at the price tag, seeing the $100K coming their way, but they ain't looking on the back end. Luxury taxes, that tax come back to the school. And I think,
and the 15% you're giving to an agent now, because they give 15% to an agent, whereas when you have a contract to go pro, you're only giving 3.5%.
And then don't forget that social media, they all, watching what they post, forgetting
ready
it's
to
like
ready
toothpaste.
to
Once it's
snatch
out
it,
there,
yeah.
it's out there. You can't put it back, and then
ready to snatch it from you.
they're waiting on you. That's true.
And they got to understand 100K doesn't mean I'm getting 100K in my pocket. You got to pay the taxes and everything comes to you. And now it's like 50, 60.
I was going to say probably
but you got to pay
more.
taxes on 100.
Shoo. Teach them, let them know. Let them know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, so enough about basketball talk, because I know we could do that twice on a Sunday, 3 times on a Monday, whatever.
Oh, isn't it Sunday?
Yes. So. Well, we had to talk about this. On the low, doesn't nobody really know you're a drummer. How did that get started, and do you still play?
I don't still play, but ironically, I was a drummer before I played basketball. So when I was a kid, I used to look up to this guy named Mooney in my church. And so I was about 3 years old when my grandmother bought me some cymbals. So I have pictures of me playing the cymbals. And so when I would go to church, I would play the toms. And then Mooney would sit me on his lap and I started playing. And he was like, you can really play. So I actually got paid to go to churches and play for anniversaries and different Sundays. So I got paid. I was a drummer girl. I love me some Sheila E. So you couldn't tell me nothing. So then when I got to elementary, middle school, I played for the YMCA. And then from there, I ended up playing in my high school, and I would play basketball. So after the basketball games, I go play in the band for the men's team. So I get to college, and I am a prop kid. So what a prop kid means that you don't have the academics to play your first year. Smart kid taking honors classes, but I just didn't do the work. I was lazy. That's why I used to get on y'all about doing your work. So I get to college. My first year, the drummers, they know me from the city. And they're like, hey, you're going to be in the band. And so my first year here at Winston, I played the drums. And then my second year, I couldn't anymore because my coach was like, no, it's basketball, softball only. So I didn't get to play the drums anymore. I do not play the drums anymore. I played at my grandmother's funeral was the last time I played the set drums. And she died back in 2008. And before then, I wasn't playing. Now, when I was at Lexington, I would work with the drum line. And I don't know if you knew that or not.
I was thinking, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I did. I worked with the drum line at Lexington. So a lot of the Lexington drummers all remember me because I was teaching them how to stick. So not only was I coaching those 3 sports, I also was helping the drummers.
Do you have any affiliation with the boss drummers here? Is that what they're called?
So
Boss drummers
the
here?
boss drummer, the one that's in charge, is actually one of my little babies.
Oh, what?
So Antoine was one of my little babies. And so Antoine, he still credits me to this day as being the one that taught him how to play the drums because I would have him on my lap and doing the set because his uncle was actually Mooney. And so, ironically, this year, preseason, I was like, dang, I got to do something different. And they was like, why don't you play the drums? And I was like, I don't know. Ironically, I learned that cadence that day. Never played it with the band. So I was like, I messed up. But I mean, I still played it. And then they just told me to freelance. So I just started sticking because I could still stick. But yeah, I did. I was a drummer.
Okay, so like you just
I love that.
all trades.
Right,
All
like.
trades.
Yeah, my grandma used to tell me that all the time. You are the joker of many and the master of none. So yeah, I did. I did everything there was to do.
All right. So if you can start your own dream about starting 5 players from any era, who would that be?
For basketball or softball or like what sport?
Basketball. We can do basketball.
Yeah,
Women's and then men's.
So I gotta have a women's team and a men's team.
Oh, you gonna put them all 5 together?
Oh, yeah, let me go. Little co-ed.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Ooh, this is tough. So what people really don't know is as much as I coach basketball, I actually don't watch basketball as much as I used to. Yeah, I don't watch the NBA at all. I can even tell you who some of those players are because I just don't think it's good basketball. I know I said that on camera.
Yeah, okay.
But if I could put a 5 together, my favorite player of all time is Charles Barkley. He was an undersized post player. And so to this day, I will do anything to go watch Charles Barkley play. So he's definitely in my top 5. Never been a Jordan fan. I've always disliked Jordan. I know. It's because I'm not a Carolina fan, so I've always disliked Jordan. But if I'm putting a starting 5 together, I got to put Jordan out there. So I think point guard wise, this is where it's going to be tough.
Okay.
I'd probably go Magic as the point. Ooh, this is tough. I would probably put Steph Curry as the shooting guard.
Definitely.
Michael Jordan would be my 3. Charles Barkley would be my 4. And then I got a toss up between Tim Duncan at the 5 or Shaq at the 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the toss up between the two?
So Tim Duncan was fundamental.
Yeah,
And-
Mr. Fundamental.
Yeah, and so he literally could score on anybody, and he gave fits to the players because of his footwork. He could also step out and take a 15-footer with Shaq. Shaq was just going to miss free throws. But Shaq was going to dominate because he could dunk on you, he could block shots. He was very aggressive. But what I like about Shaq is his energy. The energy he brought made everybody rise up, right? But when I think about Tim Duncan, he always stayed the same. And he always ended up with a double-double. So those two are my toss-ups.
It's crazy because as you're describing him, I'm looking at some of the games now, and just his footwork was remarkable. I ain't gonna hold you to it. He did have some pretty nice footwork. Yeah, in between him and you remember Heinz Ward from Syracuse, those two was the like most powerful that I knew with footwork of like a dancer. That was pretty dope.
Yep, and they both learned their footwork through Akeem Olajuwon. So Olajuwon would go around and teach a lot of footwork drills, and he still does. Like in the NBA now, he works with a lot of the guys. He's working with the kid at the Spurs, Kimbe or
Wemby or something like that.
Yeah, him. He's working with him right now, so that kid's footwork is going to be incredible.
Awesome.
Women's 5.
Oh gosh. Jeez. Women's 5. Point guard. I got to give it to Dawn Staley. I was one of her biggest fans, but Tashina Pinachero was probably my all-time favorite point guard.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard because I like Dawn and I like her, but Dawn was the one that opened my eyes, but Pinachero is the one that made me just be like, wow. Ooh, that's a tough one. Shooters, got to go with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Because she can shoot it at the gym. For the wings, I'm going to go with Cheryl Swoops because she was one of my all-time favorites back in the day. I'm going to go Lisa Leslie at the 5. And at the 4, ooh, this is a tough one. Who would I put at the 4? Probably Tina. There's this, nope. I would go Shamika Hoskall. I would go her over Candace Parker.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. I'd go Shamika Hoskall. Like prime Shamika Hoskall over Candace Parker.
How come?
I played against her.
Oh. Okay.
That chick used
And so
to-
you knew.
What?
Absolutely knew.
Yeah.
First-hand experience.
She guarded the 1 through 5. And
Okay.
she can handle the ball. She can shoot the pull-up. She shot threes. And she won 3 national championships. Candace Parker did not.
Okay. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Numbers don't lie.
At all, right?
I got one more. Okay, so I'm hearing that they are considering bringing a WNBA team to Charlotte. How do you feel about that? What are some pros
So they
and
had
cons?
a WNBA team.
Right.
So I think the pros of it is now girls can see people and have a vision of, wow, I can get here. I think that part is great.
Yeah.
I think the cons will be like, will it be for families? Like, how will we sell this to be for families?
Yeah.
So, other than that, I think it's a pro. It'll help us out because people used to be at those games all the time.
Yeah.
But one, it has to make money. It has to be sensible. It has to be the right sport. It has to be the right people on the team because if not, then it's going to be the Hornets.
Right.
And no offense, I don't go to Hornets games.
Nobody
do you?
goes to Hornets games.
No.
Whoa.
I go to Hornets.
I personally don't.
When
It's
you
not
bored
always
and got a
thing to
good
do.
$20 to spare.
You go to a Hornets
Go to a
game.
Hornets.
You mean $120?
Okay, no.
Those
Oh,
game
no,
tickets are
baby.
expensive.
I ain't scared to sit in the
Up in the
Raptors.
top.
Okay.
Yeah.
No bleeds.
And see,
Sub hub. Okay,
Yeah.
hooking it up. No, for real.
Hey, my knees can't handle going all the way up there, so I'm
Okay.
I'm good. But them and like I'll never forget when they came because you guys got to remember I'm a lot older than y'all. So I remember in 86, 87 when we found out we was getting the Hornets. Everybody had these purple and green jackets we was wearing.
Hold on. Didn't I tell you, Boo Boo, had that Charlotte Hornets
Yeah.
jacket? It was
Yeah,
legendary.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when
It was a
they
pullover.
Yes.
Right.
well no I
jackets.
had to start a jacket, and so I couldn't afford it, but I was able to get one. But those jackets were legendary,
They
and we
was.
were so excited about getting a team. Like we cut a fool, and then everybody was backing them. And I'll never forget, we had the first round draft pick twice. We had Grandmama come, and then we had big tall guy that ended up playing in Miami, Alonzo Mourning. And they were really good. And they pieced together some really good
They
players.
had Glenn Rice. They had
They
Bugsy
did.
Bowles on that squad.
They had Muggsy Bogues. They had Dale Curry.
Dale Curry.
And then they had the real pretty guy. Oh, I forgot his name. And I was in love with him.
To my Rick Fox.
No, not Rick Fox. This guy was dark skinned. He was from Colorado. I can't remember his name. But if I see Kendall Gill.
Yeah, Kendall Gill.
Lord, okay, girl.
That's a fine man right there. And then I'll never forget when that team got together, how hard they played. They made us proud. And it's the same with the Panthers. When the Panthers first came, you know, we were so excited. We all got these Panthers jackets. And I think that's what the professional sports miss out on sometimes, is you got to keep capitalizing on the excitement. And you got to remember that we're doing this for the fans. It's not just for you. And it's the same with college sports.
Yeah.
Like, people get pissed at me about my decisions, and I mean, I could care less. But it's just that, of course, you're going to be upset because you love it and you're passionate about it and you want to see success. You want to see people win. You want to see people try hard. And I think that's been the hardest thing with the Panthers is we feel like they're not giving the effort.
Right.
And then we feel that way with the Hornets sometimes. So if you're going to bring in a women's team, we need them to understand that, hey, we're going to back you. But you got to play hard. You got to work hard. You got to be there in the community.
For sure.
It matters.
It definitely matters. You can't be rooting for a team that's going 0-30 something every 2 seasons.
That's true. That's heartbreaking. And a waste of your time and money.
I know.
Listen.
My
Okay.
season's been like that too. I ain't gonna lie. My season's been like that here the last 2 years.
But how do you keep the tenacity up, though?
Yeah. And the spirit of.
I think you gotta do what we did today. You gotta have those moments where you have the team builds, the bonding and understanding that, hey, we gotta figure out how to communicate with each other. Because we lost 7 games at the buzzer this year.
Oh, man.
Man.
You take away those 7 games, we're like 14-8 right now, or either 14-9. So it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Like, but why did we lose those games at the buzzer? And that's what we have to go through. Okay, so then you don't know the play, or you don't understand this, or maybe you weren't listening during the timeout. So you were listening to make a statement instead of hearing what we were saying. So those are the things we have to work on. But yeah, the only thing you can keep up the spirits is you can't always be angry. So I can't always come to practice mad. Like, they're always ready, like, oh, she gonna be on one, and then I'll come play music and I'm laughing and giggling. So you got to change up who you are.
Definitely have me like this. You all right today?
Right. It's like,
You ever try to
That's in bipolar.
okay.
I just want to play with some teams when
I'm
the coach come
almost
in.
sure we lost
Like, all right.
yesterday. Like,
You ever
Then we
watch,
just get our shit
you ever
ready.
watch
Just
Last
like-
Chance U on Netflix?
I've tried, but I really haven't gotten into it.
I'm about to
I haven't
say,
had
are
time.
you ever seen how he coach, or are you like kind of like how he coach?
The men's basketball?
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you why I like him. He had a statement one time, and I remember they was talking about it on social media. When he came in the locker room, no, he was out in practice, and he was telling the guys about how he's spending more time with them than his family. That moment spoke to me as a coach, because that's true. I give more of my time to these players than I do my family.
I think he did say that on the Netflix.
Yeah,
He said
and see, that's the part that the students don't get. Like, I'm giving you all of me, and my family don't even get all of me. And then you're gonna sit here and have an attitude with me when I'm giving you more time than I'm giving to the people that actually love me. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I think it messes me up. Because here I am I'm doing this interview with you guys, right? But ironically, my dad just had a surgery this morning. You know, I still got to worry about my husband. And then I got other stuff going on in my life that I'm giving and pouring into you, and you're not appreciative. That's the part that really gets me as a coach. You got to be appreciative.
and please know we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Because as soon as you got on Facebook, you're right. We was like, oh, Coach Lamont on Facebook. And we're just like, friend. Because we do love and care about you and have always appreciated, like I said, everything that you taught us and the impact that you made on us at Lexington. And it does not go unnoticed. Because like I said, I saw on Facebook, you know, it was vague, but I was like, wait a minute, please check on her. You know, because I didn't have your direct contact, but I was like, Travis, check on her, please, and, you know, see if she's okay. Because if we have to reschedule, we're just going to reschedule. It just is what it is. Because we wanted to make sure, like, that you knew that we were in support. But we appreciate you taking this time out to show up, be here, give us your best, and honest and real. And you just, like, I remember, you're literally so consistent. Like, I love that. Like, and now we all grown. I feel like I'm sitting at the grown people table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I cuss, I can't get written up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't writing you up. We got push-ups.
Okay. No push-ups, please. No push-ups, no suicides. It's been when you were talking about what you told the teams to do. whenever you know what I mean, I was like, triggered. I remember those days.
Yeah, we did do some running.
But we built, my body was on point. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
I would say that this has been one hell of an interview.
Oh,
I
yes.
definitely appreciate you. So as we land this plane, what is next for Coach? I know that you're retiring. I know that you're excited about getting into your AD position. But what's next? Though? Like, are you going to do that margarita sip on the beach finally? And you're going to have that not my problem, shrug my shoulders.
Okay.
You know what?
Things, like,
a little day trip at least, something.
Yeah, you know, I have a lot of things that I want to do. I really do. But, you know, with that month that I'll probably just take off just to get myself together, I want to breathe. Because I literally have been going nonstop since 97.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're talking about playing multiple, 95 if you count band, playing multiple sports. And it just hasn't stopped. So I'm going into my 30th year out of high school, which means y'all about to go on y'all 20th.
Oh, please.
I'm already at my 20th.
Yes, I just thought about that.
It's this year.
Yes. So my 30th is this year because I was 10 years older.
Oh my gosh.
So my 30th is this year. And so like I literally just want to woosah because for 30 straight years, that's all I've been doing is always on the go.
Yeah.
And now I want to see what it's like to just breathe, you know, take one job and perfect that one job well. So.
Are you like done with basketball completely? Like
I'm done with coaching basketball. I am. It would be, I got to be careful how I say this, but it's an act of God if I coach again. Like I'm really done with basketball. I'm done with coaching.
Like no high school, no, you just done.
I want you to read the words that are coming out of my mouth.
just in case you missed it.
With coaching basketball. Like someone asked me, would I go and like be a volunteer assistant or be an assistant coach? You never know what may happen in the years, but I'm so tired right now. Yeah. I'm literally good. And I feel like I've done enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you have.
But that matters too, though. A lot of people don't know when to quit because they love something for so long that they actually grow up and end up hating it because you done gave your all to it. Right. So walking away at this time, it must have been some thoughts that you just like, you know what, 30-something years, it's just time. So I wish you the best of luck, though. Because I know when you wake up that following Monday, it's gonna be weird for you just to.
It's like graduating college and
it's
nothing to do.
off.
Like you're gonna wake up like, oh. No, I don't.
You're right.
I never had that because remember, I went straight from college to college, and then I became a coach. Like I literally became a college coach only because I was at the right spot at the right time. I'm at Georgia Southern getting my master's. I'm a TA, which is a teacher's assistant. I got to teach PE courses, right? The women's basketball coach comes down and is like, "Hey, my third assistant just left, and I need an assistant coach." And what I've been told is that you coached in high school. On top of you was just there with Pat Summit. And he was like, that alone will put you in the door. He hired me right then. Like, the interview was supposed to be me and him interviewing for the job. It wasn't. Instead, he was like, hey, you want to work camp? And I started really working camps that summer. Like, I graduated in May. I reported to Georgia Southern, like, maybe 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. And I went straight into coaching. And I'm taking graduate school classes. So I've never had that, oh, wake up, oh, man, what am I going to do today? I've never had that. I've always been coaching.
Right. The train, you have been full speed ahead, and now the train is like coming to a stop. What are some self-care things that you're going to do? Do you have some self-care lined up, please?
I probably will. I just know 2 years ago when we had a really good season when my husband had cancer, I actually had a membership where I would go get a massage and a stretch, right? Yeah. That was my woosah moment. And I stopped because I was like, I'm spending too much money.
You never too much.
And I was getting my nails done and all that stuff. And I was like, no, I need this money back.
Yeah.
But like now, I'll probably walk more, talk to God more, pray more. I used to be really big on literally just sitting in quiet. And I haven't done that in a long time. Just like literally just sitting still. So that's my plan, is just to sit still and do nothing.
Sit still and just be.
I read a bunch of books last year when we lost in the tournament from March 1st all the way up until December. I got a little green book over there and I can tell you every book I read. So I went on a binge where I was just reading. And the more I was reading, the more I realized I didn't love it. So I think when you stop loving something, you got to stop doing it. And I don't love basketball anymore. But when I first was playing basketball with the boys out on the court, getting knocked down, scraped up, I loved it. Like I had to do it. And I'm not in that love anymore. I'm not even infatuated with basketball. So I know it's time to move on to what my next is. What I'm really big on is kind of you. I am big on our community. How can I make our community better? How can I make these youth better? So that's what I'm trying to do now. And once I breathe, resurface my why, then I can go into the plan that God has for me, and not what I think I have for myself.
That sounds like a book title. Resurface my why.
It
Did y'all hear
does.
that? Did y'all hear that? Resurface my why. Or do you think you'd write a book? Have you written a book?
I've had people come to me about a book because of my life,
Yeah.
because of everything that I've seen growing up, all the things that I was doing wrong growing up. So I have this guy that wants to write the book.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I just don't feel like I'm that interesting enough to have a book written.
Not true.
But I've
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Your story,
I don't know.
your story
I don't
matters.
know.
It does. And the way, especially the way from Happy Hill and the Circle and Carver High School. Wait, did you graduate from Carver High School?
No, don't you ever say that to me.
I'm so sorry. What high school is
Girl,
it?
I graduated. Well, I went to Parkland the first 3 years.
Oh, let's stay.
Yes,
Okay.
Let's get that right. And then when I left Parkland my senior year, I graduated from R.J. Reynolds.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I did basically the same thing. I was at Lexington junior year, and then I left, and I graduated from Tabor.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm. I was
Wow.
fine.
That's right. We left around the same time then.
Yep. And so
Wow.
from that to Parkland and R.J. Reynolds, and then Winston-Salem State, and then out to Georgia Southern, and then coming back to Winston-Salem State to coach all these years, and the train is coming to a stop. You've done your work, and now you've been in the community and you wanted to reset and go back out, possibly go back out to the community. Like, that does need to be talked about. That needs to be heard. That story needs to be told in full detail. For, if nothing else, this is historic. It is. It's historic.
I wouldn't say historic, but
How?
I wouldn't really say historic. I don't think I'm history. I really don't. I mean, it would be history if we win this championship because we would be the first team. That's history, right?
Yeah.
I get it. Georgia at Georgia Southern, we won a championship, and then at Western Carolina, we won 2 to go to the tournament, but we won 3 championships there in 5 years. Like, that's historic moments, right? But I'm not history. Like, I think the things I've done has been great, but I don't think I'm historic. But think of it like this. There's a quote from Tupac that he said, if I don't change the world, I'll spark the mind, it will. Oh, that's good. And that's what I mean by that. Now, that part is deep, yeah, because that's what I want to do. I want to spark minds. Exactly. And imagine you never told your full story full out, and that mind that needed to be sparked to make that change, didn't have it because you didn't tell your story. I hope you choose to do this book. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I want to be like you guys, man. I want to do a podcast. Oh, listen. I've already got my title together. I've already talked to my coaching friends because I was like, hey, I got an idea of what I want to do because a lot of us are now in the burnout. Right. So let's talk about the burnout.
And that's pretty much why I'm here. We got started. I was sitting at work because I work at the hospital. I'm like, man, I'm tired of these people telling me what to do. And I hate listening to these people. And so security guard, every night I would talk to them. Then just that one final day, like, what you gonna do about it then? You always talking about it, tell me what we gonna do. I was like, you know what? All right, I got you. And then he was like, what you gonna call it? And I was like, well, some of the best conversations I had came from the block. You're like, huh? I was like, yeah, because the professional Travis, a lot of people knew before they knew the Lexington Travis. And so I explained to him a lot of things that I went through, and experienced or whatever. You're like, man, run with it. You're like, but what you ain't gonna do is because every time I walk by, I'm talking about it. Right. If you ain't got nothing to show for it, I was like, you know what? As asshole as you sound right now, you're telling the truth.
That's a big thing. People telling their stories do help other people progress. Right. Like I feel like that's how I got the thing with Bo, because it's like I used to listen a lot to podcasts. Like, I love hearing people, like, especially like Drink Champs, they might be talking to somebody, they're telling those underground back, stories, and it's like, oh, that's interesting, you never knew that about them. Like, I done had changed my perception of people just by listening to their story. So, like, telling your story is important. Like,
it's very important. That's why I was saying, like, I felt where Key was coming from. I get what you're saying, too, because you feel like you haven't hoisted that championship trophy here yet. But at the same time, that person that's in the same hood that you and I grew up in, they sit and they'll watch this or listen to it. Like, you know what, man, if she could come from that, who's to say I can't?
Exactly.
And that's why I get and tell these stories, have people come on the show and tell their stories, because the overall effect is for us to share this to the world, to shed light on. Just because this is where you started from, that means you have to end there.
Exactly.
Because we got a lot of people come to me now. Granted, do I feel like they have to tell me this stuff? No, I mean, if you're a fan, you're a fan, but you ain't gotta, you know what I mean? But a lot of people have heard certain stories from my show and got motivated from it because of them being in this spot where they feel like they can't go forward with it. So you never know, it might be that girl who can dribble and cross over and hang out with the fellas like you did. And
AKA this one back here. I mean, she didn't really start, have the same beginnings, but this one right here, there's some similarities in your story and her. She plays the crash cymbals, and she's a percussionist too. And I could see her being at an HBCU and looking back on this interview, on this moment, being like, I might coach Lamonte.
Yeah, because I definitely wanted my daughter to come today as well. But I was like, no, you know what? I need this a long time. Yeah. No, I'm good. Because she had the attitude because she didn't want to get out of bed.
Teenager.
Yeah. 14-year-old. So.
Teenager.
Well, listen. We are letting this plane. We're going to get ready to let you go because we can do this all day because that's how cool you are with us.
I know, we love you. I'm serious.
So, seriously, thank you for allowing this to happen. This is going on to season 4, so we ain't quite
season 4, let's go.
But when we do, you definitely get a copy of it. And unfortunately, it will be like after you retire and all that good stuff. But you'll still have some things to look back on, like, hey, I remember I did that one that day, And you never know. Just might, when you rewatch this, you might get that inspiration to go ahead and do that book.
That's the hope.
We'll see.
That's the hope.
This guy's already on me. He's trying. But I got to thank you guys, and I'm really proud of y'all.
Thank you.
I think it's so cool to see how you guys started. You crying in the hallways, all emotional, and then looking at you and I'm telling you to do something, and you smile and giggle.
I'm about to cry right
now. You smiling and giggling, but you still doing the bad things. You know what I mean? And now to see where you guys are now is so amazing. Like, people laugh at me because I'm terrible with names, but I remember every face. And when I remember the faces, I remember everything you did.
Y'all come back.
Frida K.
Ooh,
I saw Frida at we were at a comedy show, and she came and bear hugged me and stuff, and I couldn't remember her name at the moment, but I remembered her, and I told my husband everything that she did. And then she was like, stop, and I was like, where the baby at? So, like, even though I may not remember people's name, I remember everything about what they did, where they were in life, and how they've overcome. So seeing all of you guys like mature, I'm proud of y'all. Whether this comes out or not on there, but I'm just proud of who y'all are becoming. Continue being a great father. Continue being a great mama. You continue dating the Winston-Salem State women. They're going to put a ring on that finger. So.
Okay. Yeah, boy.
I think Nick is going to get married. So,
I think so. I cannot believe it.
I hope so. So I can sing She's Your Queen to be. Somebody's going to let me go.
I'm trying to 2-step. Let's get it. And I love cake. Okay, let's make it happen. Okay?
Yes. Most definitely.
All right. Well, guys, listen. This is the show. This is your boy, Boat.
It's your girl, Key Marie. Thanks for hanging with us.
It's your girl, Latanya Lamont. You gotta say coach no more.
Okay. AKA El Toner. As they used to say behind her back.
El Toner Sammy. El Toner. Here come El Toner.
For real.
That's funny. They still say that.
They do? Oh my gosh.
Wow. So from here at the block, thank you guys. We out.
Deuces.
Let's vape, baby, where the smoke stays sweet. Barbecue oozing through the